Hello, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well and staying inside on this gorgeous Sunday afternoon. My name's Roisin. I'm Women's Health Senior Editor, and for the next 30 minutes, as part of Women's Health Live Virtual, I'll be putting your questions to the brilliant Gemma Atkinson. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, it's the sun's out in sunny Manchester, so it's not too bad. I'm kind of indoors, but like looking at the view and making the most of it.
Yeah, appreciating the small things, which I
Yes.
feel is a big coping mechanism at the moment. How would you describe, if you could describe lockdown life in the Atkinson Marquez household, what would it be?
I'd say it's kind of organised chaos. Myself and Gorka were still trying to stick very much to our routine. So we're setting the alarm in the morning.
Yeah.
We're still getting up. We're still going to bed at the same time. We're trying not to treat every day as a weekend. That when Saturday and Sunday do come around, we can do the things like, we can stay up late and watch a film tonight, or we can have a pizza tonight, or, still very much trying to keep it very regimental for my mental health more than anything. Otherwise, I'll just go crazy.
Totally. Because, there is the temptation that I've just taken my slippers off to do this interview for you. It's kind of like, it's the feeling that every day starts and it feels a bit like a Sunday.
Yeah. I was very cautious of that. I mean, I'm very fortunate I'm able to work from home. But even working from home, I said I still need to get dressed and do it as if I'm going to the studio. I don't want to be working from home in my PJs.
Totally.
But saying that, I have got my shirt on, but I am also in jogging bottoms. So
I think that's probably what we're all doing, right? Yeah. Business on top.
Yeah.
Active wear / casual / total flop from the waist down. Brilliant. And how are the pups?
Oh, the good. Norman's here. Norman, come say
yes, let's get a dog on the interview.
Come here. Ollie's upstairs sleeping, but Norman's here.
Oh, hey, Norman.
He's loving it because obviously we're at home all the time, so they're both kind of thrilled.
Yeah, I was going to say they must be.
I spoke to the vet the other day because I had to pick up some tablets, and she said we've had so many dogs in with sprained tails because they're all so excited.
Stop. I saw a meme about that, but I can't believe your vet said that. That's
it's true, isn't it? You're chuffed.
Oh, just super excited. So you say you're trying to keep as much in a routine as possible. Would you say that you've got your kind of lockdown fitness routine sorted?
Yes. Well, again, it's the gym obviously always has been massively important to me, and I've always trained either before the radio early in the morning or after I'd finished filming at night. And when I fell pregnant with Mia, Gorka said to me, "You're not going to have time to go to the gym."
Yeah.
Yes, I will. Of course I will. And he was completely right. There is none. So he converted our garage to a gym instead. He said, "I'm going to let me do it." He said, because I know, he knows what I'm like when I don't get to train. And it's not even about, I have to train for my physique. It's kind of just to mentally unload.
Yeah.
And so we put a gym equipment in our garage. So I'm very fortunate that I'm still able to train because of that. But it's kind of like, I'm aware for some people who don't have a home gym, it's kind of really affecting them because you realise, a lot of people moan like, I have to go to the gym today. Now it's like people are craving the gym.
Totally.
Anything you can do at home, even if it's just doing star jumps in your living room or going up and down the stairs a few times, I think the more you can keep moving, the better. Mentally and physically.
Yeah, totally. And actually, if that feeds into a question that we've just been sent, this is from a member of our Facebook community called Stacey Ann Lucas, and she asked, "How do you stay motivated?" Which I imagine just takes on a whole other level of meaning right now when we're all indoors.
For me, I switched up the reasons I was changing a while back. When I was training, when I was younger, say early 20s, I was training purely to fit into a bikini or purely to fit into a size 8 pair of jeans. It was like, and I hated it because if I didn't see the result, I'd feel like I failed and I was, feeling a bit crappy. But when I switched and I kind of thought, being able to move my body and train my body, it's giving me health. It's giving me, a better lease of life and a hopefully more longevity.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's not even about the longevity, it's the quality of life. I'm active and I thought, wow, this is because I train. And so I kind of switched to thinking of, I'm in a position where I'm lucky enough to move my body. I'm healthy enough to train. So this is why I do it. And rather than see it as a chore now, I see it as a blessing because not a lot of people can.
Mm.
There's a woman who messages me on Instagram, and she's in a wheelchair, and she used to train all the time. She no longer can, and she says, nothing infuriates me more than people moaning about being able to physically do things with the body. And you hear things like that and think, gosh, so even if it's just a 20-minute session, I think, yes, I've done something, and then my heart's pumping, I've got a sweat on, so your body thanks you for it.
Yeah, you feel a little bit more alive.
Yeah, definitely. So that's my motivation, really, with my health, and especially now with Mia, I want to be around for as long as possible and annoying her, chasing her around the garden when I'm
Yeah.
50s and 60s. I want to do it with my grandkids.
Oh, I love that. I love the post that you, was it on your story yesterday? And she was with a little foam roller. I think it was adorable.
She sits in the gym with us and she watches us train, and I'm thinking to myself, whatever she decides to do, I'll support her, but I'm kind of doing things with the weights, and she's got a little dumbbell. It's a rattle, but it's the shape of a dumbbell.
Oh.
She's copying us already. It's great, bless her.
That's great. And so nice. I mean, I imagine that must be so, yeah, because I guess that's what typically we talk about. Often you hear like negative associations that people had when they were growing up, because maybe their mums would talk about being on diets all the time, or they'd talk about the scales, and fitness was something that was only really ever done is like you had to do it, as you said, to get into a bikini or whatever. But is that something that's important to you as well, to kind of be this physically strong role model?
Yeah, I mean, I never ever want to use the word diet around me. I always say take the T off and it spells die. So that's why I don't believe in them, and I would never do one. I've done them in the past when I was younger, but obviously now, knowing what I know, I wouldn't. And I never wanted to stand in the mirror and be like, oh, look at this roll, or this doesn't fit me. It's like I wanted to stand in the mirror regardless of the physique and just be like, wow, I feel good, Mum, I look fat. And that for me, I'll be thinking that's a mental tick for me. And I also, I'm mindful in that the other day, she's a really good eater. She loves bananas. She loves and she loves digestive biscuits. And the other day, she saw me unpacking the digestive biscuits, and she was like, she'd already had one that day. Yeah. And I break it in half, and I give her half in the morning and half in the evening.
Yeah.
She wanted more, and because she was crying, I nearly gave in. And Gorka said to me, "Don't." He said, "We're not keeping her quiet with food." He said, "If you reward her with food, or give her food to shut her up," he said, "it's just like giving her a phone or a tablet. Say, yeah, go and play," which we all do. I do. I know, because you get to a point where you're just like, oh, I just want 5 minutes.
Yeah, totally. And again, especially now.
Yeah. But I'm wary of, like, one of my closest friends. She's had a very up and down journey with her weight, and she managed to lose 10 stone herself. It took her 2 years. She did it the right way. She did amazing. And she said it started from whenever her mum and dad had family round and she was in the way playing, they used to send her to a room with food to keep her quiet. Say, yeah, let's get a takeaway, go and eat it in your room. So that for her was where it started.
Yeah.
So I'm mindful of, I don't want Mia to go down that route, but I still wanted to sit with us at a weekend and have a pizza or a chippy tea. A little treat, which is how I grew up.
Yeah. So just trying to maintain a positive relationship with food and with exercise.
Yeah, I don't want to think there's good food and bad food. It's just food is food, and if you eat too much of one thing and not enough of another, your body starts showing the effects. So that's why we keep a balance. Yeah,
totally. And obviously, I think it goes off sale next week, but you've been on our cover for the past month. Woo! And the pictures are sensational. What was the reaction like?
It was really positive. I was really grateful, to be honest. I mean, when I was asked to shoot again, we shot it it was 2 weeks after Christmas, and Mia was 6 months. So my first reaction was, I said to Beckham Hagen, I said, I can't do women's health. I said, Mia will only be 6 months and it's after Christmas. And then it was my mum who said to me, well, that's why you should do it. She said, because, a lot of women will feel that way, that just because they've had a baby, I can't do this now, or I can't do that. And she said, and it's not the case. And yeah, my body, it's not better or worse than pre-Mia. It's just completely different. So I thought, you know what, I am going to do it. And I didn't kind of overtrain. I mean, I didn't do any training until Mia was 15 weeks. I just started gently walking then. And I just thought, it's my body now. I've had a baby. And if people have a problem with it, it's totally on them, not me. And the response from women who had babies, women who haven't had babies, was just really positive, and a lot said it's, you know, motivational for them. A lot said it's very relatable for them. So it was just nice to be able to say I've got the cover before I had Mia and the cover after Mia, and they both just mean so much to me for different reasons.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you had quite a complicated birth with Mia, and she was born by C-section. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, my waters broke, and after I think it was a day, there was nothing happening. So you then have to go into hospital, and they induced me again. Nothing happened, so they monitored me up, and were looking at Mia's heart again. Nothing happened, so they gave me the sweep, which isn't very nice. I think had them, they'll know what I mean, but that's not nice. Again, nothing happened, so they did another induce where they do it with it's like an IV. They kind of put a liquid in you. It's weird what they do, and they said it'll bring your contractions on quite fast, and they did start coming. But with every contraction, Mia's heart rate dropped. So on the third contraction, the nurse, she said to me, she was brilliant. She just said, "I'm going to press a button. You need to stay calm." But a lot of people come in the room, and it's better out basically. So they all came in. She was born via emergency C-section, and she was only £4.10, which is bizarre because I put on about 20 kilograms when I was you know, it's all baby this.
She was like this teeny little.
It was all pizza. She was born, she was great, but then a few hours after I suffered a hemorrhage, and because I was still numb from the epidural, I couldn't feel myself bleeding. So I just kind of sat up and felt very poorly, and then again everyone came in, and Gorka said it was like a Formula One pit stop. He didn't know what was going on. But the hospital, the NHS, they were so fabulous. Like the women who took care of me, and you know, I woke up in a completely different ward with Mia sound asleep next to me. This lovely nurse changing my catheter, making sure I was okay, and then my mum and my stepdad and Gorka all came in. And the main concern for me was, is Mia okay? I saw she was. I was like, fine, I'll just go back to sleep for a bit. But they were fabulous. And again, I've had women message and say, you know, I'm glad that it's been spoken about, because they've been made to feel some kind of shame or embarrassment about having a C-section, because they said, oh, you've not done a real birth. And for me, a birth is the outcome of you and your baby being healthy. And that's what I got with Mia. So I had a very successful birth. 100% success, because the outcome was me and Mia. I think I don't care how and why your babies come along, they're a blessing, and if you and your little one are fine, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a really powerful message for people to hear. I think at the moment as well, there must be so many mums to be and new mums out there who are probably finding this current moment really tricky. What advice would you have for, I mean, obviously it's a unique situation, but would you have any words of comfort or any advice for new mums at this time?
I would just say to them, obviously, with everything that's going on, you're probably feeling, are you doing the best for your child? Is this fine? Is that right? And what I took from being a mum was that no matter how bad my day was, or how I did something wrong, like if I spilt Mia's milk after I'd made it, or I couldn't breastfeed for a certain day, or I put a nappy on back to front because I was so tired, you know, all the stresses of life, Mia still thought I was the best thing ever. And babies, you know, they don't have a clue what's going on. They're just going to pick up on your vibe. So although it's stressful and it's hard, as long as you put on your little mum face, your little boy or girl, they think you're the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I rung my mum crying once and said, I can't do this and I can't do that. And she said, well, Mia's not got a clue, Gem. She said, Mia's only going to know if she sees you like this. And I kind of went, oh gosh, yeah. She said, so it's fine. You'll be absolutely fine. And I know, I hope this will pass, and to anyone who's pregnant, I just hope everyone's keeping safe. And I just think do the best you can with what you've got, and just remember that your little one thinks you're the hero, regardless of if you couldn't get your shopping in this week. It's fine. They don't know. They think you're great.
Yeah, I love that. There's no one kind of keeping score of how you're doing on the like perfect mum-ometer.
It's just the mum guilt. I think we all have. We're all guilty of it. I have it, you know, over little things. When I decided to stop breastfeeding, I was torturing myself for a good 3 weeks before I made the decision to stop. I was 2 months in, and I started thinking about stopping within a month, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it, and I thought I was doing the wrong thing. And it was my mum who said to me, as long as Mia's happy, you're doing the right thing.
Mm.
Happy, healthy mum, happy, healthy baby. And I was like, gosh, yeah. And she was a totally different baby when I stopped. And obviously everyone's different. Some women do it for loads of time. Some women don't do it at all for different reasons. But as long as your baby's fed, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, totally. And what was, so you had to build yourself back up and regain all that core strength and everything. What was some of how did you do that? What was the kind of the process like? What moves did you start off doing? How did you build it up? How did you get to where you are now?
Well, I started walking firstly after around 15 weeks, and I went and had it's called a mummy MOT, which hopefully one day these will be available for all mums and the NHS, because I think it's essential. You basically go and you have an hour consultation, and you check your pelvic floor, your posture, your breathing, things that you wouldn't even think about after having a baby. And the lady who did mine was wonderful, and she actually said to me she gets some women who come back like when they're age 50 who are like incontinent, and they don't relate it to having a baby all those years earlier. It's
oh God,
exercises after. So the mummy MLT for me was great because she gave me the go ahead to start exercising. But I just avoided crunches because obviously your ab separation, when you're doing a crunch, it's going to make it worse. And for me, it was things like dead bugs, planks, just anything to tighten the core as opposed to build a six pack, which again, I'd never like thought, oh, I want a six pack. You know, even when I was training really hard, it was more about how can I keep myself tight and toned and strong. So even if I didn't have visible abs, I knew I could do a plank for 2-3 minutes. So that for me was my strength. But I just kind of take your time with everything and know that everyone heals differently. You know, a lady messaged me and said she felt fine to exercise after like 5-6 weeks. And I thought, well, that's completely fine. Some women say it's been 6 months and they don't feel like it.
Yeah.
You have to listen to your body. And it was after around 15 weeks, I said to my mum, I think I'll try some light exercise now. You just kind of build yourself up. But I focused a lot on nutrition as well.
Tell me about that.
I just thought I wanted my body to heal as best as it can. And I knew that eating lots of fruits and veg and, you know, good nutrients would speed up that process. I thought if I'm putting a load of toxins in my body and, you know, lots of sugar and it's dehydrated, it's going to be fighting a losing battle anyway. So I thought the more I can help and encourage, you know, my system to work. I was making a lot of stews and soups, things that I could bulk make and keep in the fridge or freezer for a few days, because again, it was easier with Mia as well if I batch cooked.
Totally.
And just things that I knew would fuel me as opposed to make me feel sluggish, because that mentally makes you feel good. So that's the first hurdle down. If you feel good about yourself mentally, the second hurdle then to tackle is right physically. Let's try and get not back our bodies, because your body's still there, but let's just try and lose the baby weight, so to speak, 20 kilograms in my case.
And get back to a point where you feel like you again.
Because I always say, you know, you were someone before you had a baby, and a lot of people forget that. And when I first had Mia, I remember sitting, she was 3 weeks old and Gorka was on tour. He had to go away on tour when she was 2 days old. And I was sitting alone with Mia, and I had a bit of a cry and thought, this is it now. This is my life. I'm going to be stuck at home with a baby. I'm not going to see my friends again. I'm not going to be able to train again. Like really feeling pathetically sorry for myself. And then now, 9 months on, even earlier than that, it happened like 6-7 months on, I was meeting the girls for brunch. I was taking Mia with me. You know, my mum and that were coming round. I was still being able to train. I was still doing the things I was doing, but with this little baby in tow. So it's kind of like you're you, but with an added bonus. But it is emotionally hard. But for those first few weeks and months, you think to yourself, especially a first time mum, I thought, oh my gosh, this is it forever now. I'm no longer Gemma. I'm just the mum.
Just the mum.
But it's not the case at all. We were always somebody before we were the mum.
Well, actually, that feeds into as well another question from Angie, who has asked, is motherhood what you expected?
It's what I expected and more, really, Angie. It's kind of like I now have an appreciation for how my mum feels about me. And I suddenly feel bad for all the times I said I'd be in at 10 and came in at 11, or I said, you know, all the things like you kind of the worry. I'm shocked at how much I worry about things. It's like if I ever read anything bad or see anything bad that's happening, I think, oh my gosh, this is Mia's future, and we brought a child into this. But I also, my sister's got 3 children, and she's a great mum. Our kids are fabulous. And the thing, she's at the stage now where her youngest, the daughter's 16, and they're like little mates, and they'll go and have pamper sessions together. You know, they've been building dens and stuff, doing makeup tutorials, doing this little isolation for us lot, and I think that's to come as well. So yeah, I think it is what I expected, and I put it off for so long because I thought, oh, I'll be all right. I'm not really fit to be a mum because I work too much and I've got the dogs and da. But when they come along, you kind of fit them into your schedule. I don't think there's a right time. Keep putting it off, and they kind of just, well, Mia's just fitted in with us, and I can't remember what we did without her, really. It's weird.
I can imagine, like there's like 2 very specific life stages, pre-Mia and after Mia.
It's weird. She just kind of plods along with us. We're walking the dog, she's in the papoose or the pram, or if I meet up with the girl, she'll sit at the table just banging a spoon. It's great.
Oh, fabulous. And what else is so exercise for you is really important me time.
Yeah.
And it always has been. What else do you do for you to kind of nourish yourself and to kind of, I don't know, maybe connect with Gemma as opposed to Gemma the mum?
I love, when I get the chance, I love having a bath, and I love the whole Epsom salts and just a face mask and coconut oil in the hair, dressing gown, mug of green tea, and just kind of being at home. I know that sounds really boring, and you know, at this time especially, people are like, oh, it's not different for you. You always stay at home anyway. Yeah. Just kind of the simple things, really. I think because in my job there's lots of events and traveling and show busy things we have to do.
Yeah.
For me, comfort has always just been at home with no makeup on, like I say, oil in my hair, dressing gown, just kind of shutting the door and just having my family around, you know.
Yeah.
That for me, I mean, I still live in the same town I was born in. I could have moved to London and you know, at the time got more work because that's where everything was 10 to 20 years ago. I was like, oh no, I'll do the commute because I still want to have this base, this kind of shell. And you know, my 5 best friends who I went to school with live down the road.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of really close. And that for me, when they all come round and we all just sit and natter and, you know, talk about things, and that for me is my quality me time.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, good friends and and that kind of connection just can't be beaten, can it?
Definitely.
Cool. And that was a question for Emma Wiper. Right, there's another one, and while we're on the topic of like beauty and self-care, so there's one from Gillian Cunningham, who says, do you have any recommendations for skincare? You always look so natural and have a nice glow about you. P.S. Love all your posts and your positivity.
Oh, thank you. Again, with skin, I think people spend fortunes on all these creams and potions. It comes down to mainly your nutrition and hydration. I drink loads and loads of water, and I eat lots of veg and fruit, which is obviously going to help your skin. But for me, anything that's natural, coconut oil I'll use it's an Egyptian magic cream, which was actually recommended to me by Janice Dickinson when I did the jungle. But it's just honey and beeswax. It's all kind of no chemicals, really. I don't like anything chemical on my skin. The Tropic, they do a face mask that I use, which is a clay one once a week. But yeah, I just try and keep it as natural as possible. Coconut oil for me, I use it in my hair and I use it on my skin. But I don't like anything too thick, like makeup and stuff. When I was doing all the soaps, I had to be caked in foundation.
Yeah.
And I didn't start wearing makeup, I'd say, until I was around 17, 18 maybe, when I started going out. And even then it was just concealer. My mum used to say to me, you don't need makeup, you'll regret it later in life if you clog your pores now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd just say keep it as clean and as natural as possible when it comes to your skin.
Yeah. Okay, and now here is another one from Stella Pencheva, who says, what would you advise pregnant women who used to walk and be a lot more active, yet due to the quarantine, they now have very little movement? So basically, so pregnant women who are used to being able to walk about, and that's how they got themselves feeling good, and now they can't do that as much. What could they do at home?
I would suggest yoga. Yoga for me when pregnant was brilliant because you're stretching your body and it's good for your mind as well. I think the more frustrated and stressed you get, especially being pregnant, that's not going to help your little baby. You want to remain kind of, as calm as possible. So any yoga moves that you can do, or even, just basic exercises at home, standing, squat to chair, up and down, just walking around the house, deep breathing, things like that. And just keep telling yourself that it's just a limited time. The more we all do what we're being asked to do, it'll be a limited time, and soon enough, you'll have your baby in your arms, and you'll think, oh, I wish I was back pregnant again, where I couldn't do anything, where I could just relax. Because when your little baby comes, you'll be up and down in a good way. Yoga. I think yoga's a winner for that.
Did you ever do any of the YouTube yoga?
Yeah, I just used to put in YouTube. I still do now. I'll type in yoga for bum and legs or yoga for pregnancy. Anything like that. Even just 15 minutes. I actually used to do. If you put in YouTube, it's sunrise yoga and sunset yoga, and it's this really cheesy American guy who does it. It's very funny. He throws one-liners in, but it's just 30 minutes to do in the morning and 30 minutes to do at night. Obviously, one's kind of to get the blood flowing and get your energy up for the morning.
Yeah.
And the time one is all about relaxation and getting you ready for bed.
Yeah.
And I did those, and I used to do it and be so energetic. And then I'd do the nighttime one, and sometimes I'd fall asleep during the nighttime one. So they're really good to do on YouTube as well.
I was going to say, I think we've got a yoga flow closing the festival as well, our virtual festival. So if you're up for that, and if anyone else fancies. Okay. And then another one from another Facebook user, Gemma, have you learned any new skills or completed any projects whilst in isolation?
I've started baking, which I never did.
Oh, interesting. What have you made?
I made a banana bread the other day, which was amazing. And I was really annoyed with myself though, because I made it and just at the last minute I said to go, let's put some nuts in it just to crisp it up a bit.
Yeah.
And then I realised I couldn't let Mia try it because I don't want to give her nuts yet, just in case with the allergies and the stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make another one without nuts for Mia. And Spanish, I started Spanish lessons before I was pregnant, and they were going really, really well. And then when I had Mia, I didn't have the time to keep them up. I used to put them on my audio, but I just used to fall asleep. So I did that with my Spanish lessons again.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm reading loads of biographies. I've done Demi Moore's, Jessica Simpson's. I'm currently through Mel B's. I own Sylvester Stallone, Sly Moves. That's on its way. So yeah, just anything to keep my mind ticking, really.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's that interesting thing, isn't it, where if you are okay and you are safe and you are well, then there is an element of it being an opportunity.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it. I've had the odd day where I've said, "Oh, I just want to go out now. I just want to do this now." And you think to yourself, "You're still alive. You're still healthy." Because you put the news on, you see all these terrible situations, and the hospital where I had Mia, they did a Facebook post where a patient had come out having survived COVID-19, and she spoke how the things she saw, and I thought, gosh, 9 months ago I was in there giving birth.
Yeah.
And now she's in there saying how people are just losing their life around her. And you kind of think, what does it matter if I can't go to my local coffee shop for a few weeks, or I can't go to the beach, or what in the grand scheme of things, being at home in your safe environment with your family. And we're very fortunate that we can FaceTime, we can catch up. I mean, the other day we took Mia to my mum's, and they stood in the conservatory and we stood in the garden waving.
Oh,
that was it. And it's little things, we've got it a lot easier compared to those on the front line, those in the hospitals. So I just kind of keep telling myself that every time I have a little moment, I kind of give myself a little reality check.
Yeah.
That'll be there again soon, but your life, you get one of them. So just do what you need to do.
Absolutely. And what else is helping keep your mood up at the moment?
I'd say Norman and Ollie. He's fast asleep here.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who's got pets, dogs or cats, rabbits, whatever, I think they always help. And I think, again, I always try and look for positives in the situation. And I said to Gorka the other day, I said, gosh, can you imagine if this was happening in the winter? We had no daylight at all. I said, we're so lucky that it's light at 5, 6 in the morning and it's light in the evening. Because I said, at least the day seems a bit longer.
Totally.
So yeah, I've always looked for positives. My mum's one of them who used to always say that quote, in a situation, look for the helpers. There'll always be someone who will help you. And I always think there's always a situation that will help you.
Yeah.
For me, the fact that it's happening in spring, summertime and not November time.
Yeah. And just another quick one back on workouts. When was the last time that you did something where you, I don't know, where you really impressed yourself? You know that feeling when you push yourself a little bit harder or you achieve something that you didn't think you were able to?
Well, I've just started doing pull-ups again. It's the one exercise I mastered. But then after having Mia, I had to stop doing them because it was the pull on my core was really hurting. And I started doing them again recently. Banded, I use the band. I still can't do them fully. But the fact that I managed to do some, you know, with the band by myself and not Gorka pulling me up, I was kind of like, right, I'm slowly getting there. I'm slowly getting my pull-ups back. Because that for me was a biggie that I'd mastered. Couldn't do while I was pregnant, and then couldn't even hold my hands above my head after my section. So I've said to Gorka, give me another month or so, and I'll be doing them without the band, 100%.
Oh, I love that. We'll have to check in and see how it's going. I think we're almost to time now. So thank you everyone for all your questions. And Gemma, thank you so much for joining us at Women's Health Live Virtual.
Stay safe, everybody.
Take care. Bye.